Fed delivers the biggest interest rate hike in decades to combat our little inflation that's happening here.
Remember, Chris, I mean, and I know you know this, but just to remind the kind of the viewers and listeners, just because we have a rate hike doesn't necessarily mean that rolls directly over to interest rates on mortgages. So there are other factors that go into that. And a lot of our lenders, banks, if you will, have already anticipated this rate hike and have already adjusted their pricing ahead of time, like 4 months ago. So that's why rates jumped up so fast 4 months ago on interest for mortgages. It'll be interesting to see this morning the mortgage rates are at based on that jump, but I'm sure they'll jump up and then they relax the next day and and then they bounce around. But
I think what's interesting too is that I'm starting to see different programs that we used to do quite a bit a long time ago starting to come back, where we would buy down the interest rates,
Yep.
taking maybe a little higher rate even, and then not paying closing costs to wait for them to kind of reshuffle a little so you can refinance, getting sellers to pay closing costs. That's going to start happening again. I think banks are going to get more involved because not Freddie and Fannie, they can kind of use portfolio products, get you maybe some better rates and stuff. So I think it's going to definitely be interesting. I was always talking about the whole inventory thing and, not enough inventory. But if we lose quite a few buyers, the inventory starts matching what buyers we have out there. Well, yeah, that's going to be a problem. But I believe everyone's worried too. I mean, because it's still going good.
I'm with you. I think that's exactly what is happening right now, Chris, is that people are adjusting to the new normal, right? So as they have $400 less of spending money per month and they still need to buy a house and they're out there because there's people that want to buy houses and there's people that need to buy houses. Your physical needs are different now. So you need one level living. You have more children, or you maybe mom and dad moving back in, or the kids moving back in with mom and dad. And so you need more space. That will continue the market moving. There's still, even with the people getting out of the market, I still think there's enough demand for housing because of the shortages we've had. I mean, we've been building well, and everybody says, oh, you're crazy. We're building so many houses. We're still well beneath what statistically they need to fulfill for housing. And people are stacking, they're cocooning, whatever you want to call it, where you've got, multi-generational housing happening all over the place, assuming that not everybody needs to have their own individual home. But statistically, each, family with their direct children are considered a family, right? So and then mom and dad and extra kids, this is all new to the equation, but they're still saying we're short. So I think the biggest challenge, Chris, is to resolve all of this. They're building more apartments. And then they're also at the same time, they're trying to build single family homes and townhouses. Again, remember last week or the week before, I was telling you guys, I was out looking at townhouses in Maple Grove, and the townhouses were in the 500s for townhouses. And then you look at the new houses in that area, they start at 800 and go up from there. So it's like, new construction is kind of started to dominate the top of the upper middle class,
Guess what, Andy?
What?
I've been told by our producer, flipping away on his little computer, that the next segment is brought to you by Andy Praske at RE/MAX Advantage Plus and the Preferred Home Team.
Well, they said I could have 30 seconds on the show for a quick ad. Andy Praske, RE/MAX Advantage Plus, Andy@Praske.com if you want to email us. Here's the thing, 22 years in the business, over 1,400 sales. I'd like to help you with your real estate needs. If that's buying, if that's selling, if that's building, whatever it is, give us a call, send us an email. Let's get you started on your real estate journey. I'd like to help you on the way. Lots of experience here, and I would like to put it to work for you. Andy Praske, RE/MAX Advantage Plus. Thanks for listening to the show.